one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Many years ago, a woman by the name of Vivian Carter Mason tried very hard to bring an affiliate of the Urban League to this community. She tried 3 times, and on the 3rd attempt, she was successful.
The early 1900s, when African Americans were migrating out of the South into the urban North, without skills, without knowledge, and certainly no idea as to where they were going to live, a group of individuals came together to form what became the Urban League.
One looks at the Urban League and remembers it as just an incredibly powerful force in the early years of the Civil Rights Movement.
I remember very well when they started the breakfast and had it initially at Norfolk State.
This particular breakfast is one that I think all of Hampton Roads look forward to on this holiday.
I think the celebration of Martin Luther King's legacy brings together leaders, brings together a population of thought.
I think getting together and having an early morning breakfast, it's supposed to be the most important meal of the day. We come together, we get energized, we get spiritual strength, we get physical nourishment, and we do it early because the objective is that there's stuff that's going to get done today.
I think the Urban League is one of the most important organizations in the community because it's an organization that actually goes out and does things. It does more than talk, and I think that's very important. But that carries on Dr. King's tradition.
And the Urban League, it's a mediator, really. And it decided that was its role to bring people together.
This breakfast, which is a celebration, but is also a looking back and looking forward as to how the Urban League can continue to be a vanguard for helping the community, helping a large segment of the community that has been, in some instances, excluded.
I just wanted to do something to improve race relations and make sure that everybody was treated equally and on the same footing.
One of the things that I think is most encouraging now when we talk about diversity and inclusion is I think previously people talked about it as though it was something that we had to do because we've got to get the numbers right, or and now what I see is that it's kind of moved beyond an issue of compliance.
The makeup and the dynamic of our world today versus where it was several years ago is completely different, and we will move forward exactly to where Dr. King had wanted us to move. We haven't made it yet, but we are moving in the right direction.
Think about an emphasis that Dr. King placed while fighting in the struggle. He made sure that we remembered that we're all caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality. The crux of that whole matter is that I can't be all that I can be unless you're all that you can be. We're all interdependent upon one another, and it behooves me to invest in you and you to invest in me.
Live the dream, to me, means take advantage of opportunities that opened as a result of the work of Dr. Martin Luther King.
While I was president of Old Dominion University, the enrollment in African Americans went up from about 5% to 20%. And I think that was a portion of living the dream, and it's a way in which you can give people a door that they can open and walk through.
Live the Dream is about having the ability to really to have access to do what you most want to do. And to have that access, that opportunity, that's not constrained because of the color of your skin, because of the house you may have been born in, or the side of the tracks that you grew up on, or any of those things. That the only constraint you have is the constraint that you choose to put on yourself.
Realizing that the efforts that Dr. King put forth have created the opportunities that I see when I do work with the Urban League, that I see as I travel across the United States working with underserved communities. We have an opportunity to move forward, and for me, that dream is tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
It doesn't make any difference where they came from or the color of their skin. It's that they're all treated equally, and that's how we look at them, and that's the way I try to live my life.
We owe it to those persons that have sacrificed themselves. We owe it to their families, because in many instances, people have given their lives that we might be able to enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today.
The dream of 1963, the dream that he articulated in Washington, D.C. at the end of the march. And certainly as we move forward, we would hope that all residents and all citizens of this region and this great country will commit themselves to the dream.
The Urban League embraces diversity as enlightened self-interest through economic empowerment for all. At the end of the day, that's the dream. And that's the dream where the call is clarion for all of us to play a role in keeping it alive. We will be better for ourselves, and more importantly, we will be a better society and a better community because of it. So I salute the Urban League of Hampton Roads for the good work it does day in and day out for all of us. And I offer an urging and an invitation to all to join me in keeping that dream alive.
The Martin Luther King Community Leaders Breakfast is such an important event for the Urban League of Hampton Roads, and that is why for 29 years we have been sponsoring this event in partnership with the local universities. It is so important that we spread the message of living the dream. But when I think of live the dream, I think of two words: sacrifice and service. And those words epitomize what the Urban League is all about. We celebrate and can live the dream today because of the sacrifices of many men and women who understood the value of believing in something larger than themselves. They contributed their time, their effort, and their full commitment to creating a more level playing field, to opening the doors of opportunity, to creating equal opportunity for all of us. And of course, Martin Luther King is one of those individuals, so we celebrate his legacy through this event. But it also is a call to action and a call to service for those who may not have had the opportunity to participate in the March on Washington or any of the other historic events that lead us to this day. But their opportunity is now. Living the dream means that you give back to your community, that you recognize the sacrifices of individuals and organizations that have been in the forefront of making opportunity available to all of us.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain